What's up, friends? I figured it was probably time to make a little video about this. Curious on your thoughts. So, in Age of Empires 2, there is a ranked pool. There is the 1v1, there is team game, and then you also have 1v1 Empire Wars and team game Empire Wars. Within that pool, you have an opportunity for a certain number of bans or favorites, and you can cycle that as you wish, and then you queue up for a game, and then you take it away. It's a good system. I like the system. There are some flaws here or there and some things that people don't like, but in general, it's good. And what's really good, and one of my favorite things that the devs have done with Age of Empires 2 is every 2 weeks, the map pool rotates. Honestly, when I heard that there was going to be a rotating map pool, whenever that happened a few years ago, I thought it was going to be maybe once every 2 months, right? But it's actually once every 2 weeks, which for me really spices up the gameplay. There are constant maps, which are Arabia and Arena. And then there are more constant maps for team games. I think Arabia and Nomad are always in there, for example. And then maybe Arena. I, to be honest with you, forget which ones always stay for team games. And then the other ones rotate in. So for a while, when it was first introduced, it was possible to vote on ageofempires.com for the maps. However, you did need to be signed in. And, well, full-time Age of Empires guy, and I'm not signed in. I really do try, but it logs me out every time. And it's just another site to go to, right? It's another thing to do. So if you're like me, you probably didn't vote on ageofempires.com. Very nice website here, though, I have to say. But months back, they changed it to be in-game, which was a really cool change. And so right now, at the time of recording this, you could see it says, poll expires in 0 days, 20 hours, 42 minutes, and a couple seconds. And I can click this button, and bam, you can vote for the map pool. In this video, I am proposing a change to this system because I believe that it snowballs a little too quickly, and the way this is formatted on your screen here does not lead to the fairest voting. Now, I understand there are people who just vote for the craziest map that they can see here and look at every single one, but let's pretend that I was going to run for president of the United States because, yeah, our politics aren't already screwed up, and I were on this list. If you had to scroll down to the bottom to find me, Mr. Water Nomad 90, I wouldn't consider that very fair, would I? And I feel the bigger issue, beyond just how far you have to go to find certain maps to vote for them, is the fact that it shows the percentages of the votes attached to the maps before you vote. That also can add to some level of snowballing. That also can make people think, well, I like that map, but I'm not going to vote for it because I have no chance of winning. And for all we know, the percentages we're looking at here could just be based on 70 or 80 votes. So 5% does have a likelihood of winning, but nobody votes for it because in their minds they think it's too low. So yeah, it's just the way the system is situated. When you look at this screen, it already has votes, it already has 3 maps, and you are more likely to see these maps and just click them and vote for them. And if I'm correct, the way they have this sorted is alphabetical, and you can kind of already see that the top 3 have more votes than any of the other maps here. So what I think would be better is to have a voting screen that had all the maps and you didn't have to scroll to see them. I think that's a pretty simple change. I think that's something they could do, and it could just lead to being a better polling system. Now, my theory is a little bit ruined when you go over to team games. Amazon Tunnel is at the top. It does start with A in the alphabetical order, but it also is a really popular map, and you can see that Budapest, for example, has been bypassed a bit more than like Ghost Lake or Gold Rush. So it is clear people are reading and people are looking at the maps that are down below. But at least from my perspective, I'm seeing 3 maps here. These mini-maps are more detailed and bigger than the mini-maps that I'm seeing on this screen here. Now, there's a lot of other things going on here, and still there's space for it. So I kind of feel as though they could easily just make the voting format a bit easier to see all the maps. I think alphabetical is a fine system. I'm not saying that's the issue, but anyways, I just figured I'd make a video on this because there have been a lot of people talking about this whole thing on the subreddit and around the community because people feel as though some of the maps that are getting voted in are not maps that anyone really wants to play and that it's just the system's broken. And I think to an extent, it could be better. But I also wanted to make this video just to say, some people just like to watch the world burn, right? There are some people, not me, who just like to vote for maps that are never played in the event that they get to watch other people play on the maps. Okay? That happens. I think that is completely reasonable. And that is maybe human nature, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just screwed up. So, there are my votes. I voted for Water Nomad, Team Moats, and Meadow. Well, someone's got to do it because no one else has done it, and maybe I'm part of the problem. But as I go to my team games here and add in a few votes as well, let me know your thoughts in the comments. While some of this is joking, I am genuinely interested in hearing what you guys have to say. And yeah, it's not really a big ticket item, right? I think the devs could probably tweak that. And you're welcome, Microsoft. I'm happy to have voted here and excited to not play some of those maps and just cast them for Low Elo Legends. Is the system good? Is the system bad? Or does it just need a couple tweaks? Give me your thoughts in the comments, guys, and I'll see you all soon.